What's up guys, it's the Top Dog back with another video, and in this video I kind of just want to rant a little bit about Battle Royale because as you guys know I'm mostly a multiplayer game type of person, and over the last few years we've gotten a lot of terrible multiplayer games, and across these games I've noticed a few trends that can all be found in Battle Royale games and I think have kind of branched off into other games from Battle Royale. So I kind of just want to give my thoughts on Battle Royale games and why I think they've sort of ruined multiplayer games. The first trend in Battle Royale games is that they all have a luck factor in them. And I know that pretty much every game is going to have luck in it. I mean, luck is just kind of a part of life. They can't just erase it from existence. But the difference with Battle Royales is that it's actually built into the core of the game. As I'm sure all of you know by now, in Battle Royales, you're running around looting, trying to find weapons and heals and whatever else is in that game. And so because looting is such a big part of every Battle Royale game, there's always going to be luck and RNG. And this is usually more noticeable in the early game when you're first landing, and sometimes you'll land and not find a weapon and then you're just kind of running around trying to find the best thing you can. And late game it's kind of not as much of a big deal. But in Battle Royales, like for example I'll use Apex because that's the one I play the most, there are often times where you land on a building and find no weapon in it, or you can open a few crates and find no weapons, or sometimes you'll need heals and you can't find any, sometimes you'll run out of ammo, can't find any. All of these situations where you're looking for something and you can't find it completely change the way you play the game and can completely change how you end up fighting against people. And so this being put into the game is really just a way for them to try and level out the playing field. And I don't mean in a way to try and, balance the game, because obviously that's important, but more in a way to take someone who's really good at the game and then someone who's just alright at the game and make it so that the average player is still able to compete in there. And me saying this isn't trying to say that Battle Royales have no skill gap or anything. Like obviously they do. You could look at something like Fortnite. Obviously building is a huge part of the skill gap for that game. But because there's already some luck that goes into every game you play by default, plus in Battle Royale you have to worry about the luck that is purposely put into the game. Pretty much no matter how good or bad you are, it's more about how lucky you've been and how good you actually are. Like if you look at a Battle Royale game, right, and somebody, let's look at Apex again. If I land on the EVA 8, which is probably the weakest shotgun in the game at this point, and somebody else lands an R301, which is probably the best gun in the game, or at least the easiest one to use. As long as that person has just all right aim and knows what they're doing, even just a little bit, I'm most likely dead in that situation just because of the gun that I landed on. And yeah, I could possibly kill him, there's a chance. Something could happen in my favor, or I could just be in the right situation to get that kill. But in most situations, that person who has the R301, or just the better gun in general, has an advantage over me, not because they're better than me, but because of how lucky they've been throughout this game. And again with Apex, you can look at something like armor. Even though Apex is probably, out of all the Battle Royales, probably my favorite one, it's actually the worst in this aspect compared to other Battle Royale games. The armor in Apex has 5 different tiers to it, and each one has a difference of more health, or, if you have gold armor, you heal faster, things like that. And so, yeah, you can do damage and your armor will improve, but you can also land on a high tier armor as soon as you drop. And so once again, I'm in a position where me and this person can have the exact same gun, start shooting each other at the exact same time, we're both hitting our shots, and yet the person with the worst armor is gonna die. And not because they're worse, not because they didn't have good positioning, not because their game sense wasn't there, but because the other person landed on purple armor and the other person didn't land on any armor, so they just have regular white armor. And like I said, this being put into the game, it keeps people playing. Everyone is going to have their lucky moments in this game. Everyone's going to get lucky at times, and everyone's going to get unlucky at times. And so not only does it make the game unpredictable, but it also makes it inconsistent. Even the worst player in the Battle Royale can kill someone that's good simply because of the RNG built into the game. And this of course makes the game more accessible and can pretty much draw in any type of player to play the game. And so that leads me into my next trend that I notice. And this is more of a Battle Royale exclusive thing, but the games are always free. On surface level, that's not really a problem, right? I mean, obviously, a game being free is good for, people who can't afford the other games, and it makes the game a lot more accessible and a lot more people can play it. Obviously, a free game is going to be a lot more affordable. I mean, not beyond affordable, it's free. And so aside from the game just being more accessible to people, the game being free is actually not as good as it may seem. A lot of times, a game being free is just kind of used as insurance that they can just fall back on when things aren't going well. When they're not putting as much effort into something as they really can be, they just kind of fall back on, oh, well, it's free. At least you don't have to pay for it. And this has always been a problem with like free content in games. Like a lot of people were super happy when, the Call of Duty DLCs and stuff were becoming free. And, games are getting free updates, live service games, this whole thing. And we've seen how that's gone. Games are getting super half-baked updates, very minimal changes, and if you complain about it, there's something wrong with you because it's free. That's how it's been over the last few years. As long as the game is free, you will immediately have people on your side to defend it when people complain about it because it is free. And then also, the game being free gives them a reason to make a ton of overpriced cosmetics. They can squeeze in their battle passes, $20 skins, loot boxes, or if you're Apex, you can just do $200 collections instead. And so with these two things being combined, and by that I mean it being free to play and then the RNG of the game, you have more people playing the game consistently. And because of the RNG, people are pretty much taking turns having good games or getting lucky. And so even if you go on a little stretch of getting unlucky and, getting destroyed because you're not good at the game, eventually you're going to start getting lucky. You're going to start landing on really good armor, getting really good guns, and getting kills that you really shouldn't because you are basically given an advantage for free. And so after me saying all that, you might be thinking, well, if the game being free and being RNG based brings more people together to play the game and makes the game more accessible, then why is that bad? Like, why is that ruining multiplayer games? My answer to you is that it isn't so much killing multiplayer games in terms of their player counts. I'm not saying that Battle Royale is lowering the player counts of all multiplayer games and it's falling off and nobody plays multiplayer anymore. That's not what I mean. What I mean by ruining multiplayer games is that it has killed the variety that we can have in multiplayer games. Because now, because of how accessible it is, it's basically just become a go-to option for developers. Over the past 4 or 5 years, it's been a lot of Battle Royale games coming out. And some of them have flopped, totally. Hyperscape came out and nobody even remembers that game. But a lot of them come out and at least have some success. And it's kind of gotten to the point where it's like, why make anything other than Battle Royale when it's just so easy to make money off of it? Everything about Battle Royale on the surface level is appealing to somebody who plays video games. And so when a new Battle Royale comes out, you're going to hear all about it and everyone is going to try it because it's free. I mean, why not? You'd be dumb not to. It's free, there's going to be a bunch of people playing it, all my friends are going to be playing it, I don't have to spend any money on anything unless I want to. And so what we've been seeing is pretty much every shooter over the last few years has turned into a Battle Royale of some sort. Even Call of Duty, which was a franchise that was pretty much built on its multiplayer, and it kept that same core gameplay for years. And once Battle Royale started to take over, they started implementing it, and now you look at Warzone and it's bigger than anything else in Call of Duty now. And like I mentioned earlier, they've started selling their bundles and their all kind of cosmetics, and people are buying them because people get into this mindset of, well, because I didn't pay for this game, it's fine if I pay for some skins, even if they are totally overpriced. Because let's be honest, there is no situation where a skin in a video game should cost $20, especially in a game like Apex, where you buy a skin for your character and you can't even see the skin. All you see is their hands. If you buy a skin for the gun, yeah, but even that, a lot of those are still overpriced. If you buy it from the anniversary collection, it's $20. Should it be $20? No, but they get a pass. Why? Because the game is free. Now we've gotten to the point where you have people saying that games pretty much can't survive without Battle Royale. You have games that have no business being Battle Royale, weren't even multiplayer in the first place, getting Battle Royales. Meanwhile, pretty much every other genre of multiplayer games are dying off. Sports games are getting worse and worse every year. Call of Duty's multiplayer mode is getting worse every year. I mean, even if you think about it, what multiplayer games do we really have right now outside of Battle Royales? I mean, I guess like Halo, but even that's fallen off. And even streamers have fallen into the Battle Royale trap of only playing that even though they don't really want to. There is a lot of times where, Daquan used to play Fortnite all the time and he kind of disappeared for a while and came back. I was talking about how stopped liking Fortnite a long time ago. He just kept playing it because the views are coming in. Because anybody will watch a streamer play Battle Royale because everyone plays it. And because it's so inconsistent and the situations are always fluctuating, there's a lot of things that can happen on stream. You can go off and get a 30 kill game, or you can get killed by a complete bot. And there's just always a surprise there when watching the streams of people playing Battle Royale games. Like if you were to go on Twitch right now, well maybe not right now because Elden Ring just came out and stuff, but if you go on Twitch at some point and just browse the most viewed games that are going on like on that day, it is most likely going to be either Battle Royales or games that came out before the Battle Royale trend really started. Because since that trend has started, nothing really memorable has come out. And really I say all of this because I really just want to get back to the point where there can just be more than Battle Royale games. Because like I said, at this point, it's pretty much either play a Battle Royale game or play a game you've been playing for years now. I just wanted to go back to where there's just more things to play and it's not just this oversaturated market of Battle Royale games over and over and over again. Just game after game after game. That's pretty much it for this little rant I just went on. Make sure to like the video if you did indeed like the video. and feel free to leave a dislike if you didn't like the video. All feedback is appreciated. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.